Hello, everybody. I'm just going to pop right in and start. I wanted to share a story with you all, pulled right out of my dating diaries from a few years back. Oh, pulling a page. That's the phrase. Pulling a page from there. Okay, here we go. A few years back, I was dating a man. This was actually quite a few years ago. I was dating a man, and he did something that was not uncommon for his particular attachment style, which is that he came on really strong and got really close and acted in the beginning like somebody who was available for relationship. And then one day out of the blue, we had a conversation that was a little bit charged, and he got pretty triggered. And that was the end of our dating and our relationship. And he would not talk to me at all about what was going on for him, but it was all about me, and blaming. He was really into blaming. Hey, say hello, whoever you are, because I cannot see who you are, but I know you're out there. So as you can imagine, that was very painful, because prior to that moment, he had been showing up as somebody who I had some interest in and I had started to open to, and he looked like, he was somebody who was available for relationship. That was actually the pivotal experience that sent me really down the road of learning a lot more about attachment styles. I had studied this in a textbook sort of way in my therapy training, and I knew more than just like what a book had taught me, but it was my own personal experience where I vowed I am not going to have that experience again. It was actually very similar to an experience that I'd had a few years back, followed a very similar trajectory, that's a hard word, trajectory, and left me pretty much in the same state of surprise and shock. This one in particular was like really shocking because it just seemingly came out of nowhere. So here's the good news. There are certain attachment styles that are much easier to date because they're much more available for sustained intimacy and connection. They like to be in the process of building a foundation and then continuing to build on that rather than building a little bit of foundation and then disrupting it and rupturing it and leaving. If you are a securely attached person, you are far easier to date because there's less anxiety for you, there's less insecurity, there's less push-pull, there's less needing constant reassurance. So in the training that I'm going to be offering next Wednesday, here's what you're going to discover. You're going to discover there's really basically 3 kinds of attachment styles. Each one has its own unique flavor and expresses itself in very particular ways, which now that I know what I'm looking for, I have done a really good job of never dating another avoidant attachment style because I know what I'm looking for. And I know that unless they're conscious about that, certainly if you are one, there are ways to work with it. It's not like it's a sentence for failure, but you want to know how to work with it. So I'm going to be fleshing out what the attachment styles are, what they look like and feel like, so that you really get a feel for what your style is and what you can do, very practical, tangible things that you can do to move yourself to more securely attached. When you're securely attached, like recently, I've been dating somebody and I've noticed that, he's pretty reliable. He stays in touch. But every now and then I'll text him something. It'll be like either really the end of the day or maybe the next day where he'll respond. And I noticed in the past that used to create a lot of anxiety for me. I used to need like immediate reassurance or immediate response. But because I've become much more securely attached and I'm much better at choosing people in relationship who are also securely attached, it makes a lot of that kind of noise and anxiety and preoccupation, really kind of puts that to bed. So if you are dating if you're thinking about dating, if you are building a relationship, and even if you're in a relationship. Because when we understand the attachment style of our partners, it makes the conversation so much easier. You know, an avoidant is going to have a really different way of showing up than an insecure. And when you can understand each other's styles and what the motives and the drives and the needs of each one are, you can start to have a conversation that's less about judgment and frustration, and really beginning to understand what helps each other to feel safe and to keep showing up. So I really hope that you'll join me, because it's going to be an excellent training. Of course, you can read about this stuff from a book, but I'm going to help you really get a felt sense for it, what it feels like in your body, again, so you can recognize your own style, and equally important, so that you can get like an energetic feel, so you don't have to spend a whole lot of time guessing or wondering with the people that you're dating. So I'm going to put the link in here so you can find it easily. I want to let you know that the early bird price, $79, it's a total steal. It's a 90-minute training, and there will definitely be time for you to, talk about your own experience or ask a question. You're going to get some one-on-one coaching, basically. It's only $79, and the normal price is $197. You've got 3 days. The price goes up Thursday night. So if you want to get in on that, I'm probably going to limit it to, a small number, because I do want to make sure that you can get some personal attention. And this is something that I'm really not exaggerating when I say this alone can make or break your dating success. So sign up, and I'll see you there. Bye.